as though they're saying hello, but they're saying goodbye to an old system. It is necessary that they bring forth the words of the old system, because we are also in a witnessing season according to Revelation 11. And there are churches that believe in Elijah and Moses. And of course, Moses is to free the people from the entrapment, the enslavement of Egypt, idolatrous worshipping, of oppression. And Elijah is to get rid of the gods. So that's high spirituality. Yeah, to free the people from the bondage of high spirituality. That does not I'm going to say belong to the Lord. Okay, does not belong to the Lord. So really, I'm saying that this British government, okay, this old British system and British politics is coming to an end. It's the Lord is going to end it. It's going to end. There's going to be a complete cut-off. And for the system to demise, that means a new one shall arise on a much higher level and much more skillful, more craft to it. And eventually it will rule. No longer will the British Empire divide and conquer. You see, there will be a brand new system coming upon the earth. And the British Isles is in for a good one then. Okay? So, again, I'll just reiterate here and then I'll close up. It says, "Lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor dust nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart be also. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light." So it's the vision. We need some visionaries. We need some seers to see it, that it will come into fruition. Okay? The brothers saw Joseph going down into the dark pit, and they wanted to put an end to his dreams. He had high dreams. He was visioning, that the brothers and the father came under abeyance of him. He had a vision that the sun and the moon and the stars came in abeyance of him. He had high dreams. But hey, that was the Lord putting those dreams in him, because the Lord says, "I know the plan I have for you, plan of good and not of evil, plan to prosper you and to give you an expected end." You see? So the father, Jacob, blessed Joseph, his younger son, or one of his youngest son, and he gave him a coat of multicolour. That means he's on high frequencies. He's surfing the high tides. He's high up there. So the father already prophesied to his son. You see? And that prophecy took off. He began to have these ecstatical dreams. And that's the Lord. The Lord caused him to have the dreams, but the brothers did not want to match the dreams and say, hey, remember, we're your brothers, so you must have got that dream from us, because we are from our father. They didn't want to see it that way. You see, they took offense, and they took that offense because that's where their minds were at. Their minds were in the pit. Are you hearing me now, folks? His brothers, they all 11, but Judah will give him a little leeway there. It seems like he eventually came into the favor of the Lord. But they saw him in the pit, and that's where their mind were. Their mind were in the pit, away from God. They saw Joseph there, and they put him there. But Joseph saw himself higher than the basin of the rim of the well. He saw himself above, and his brother related to that, Judah, and his brother called the Midianites, who were craft, full of skills, who knew how to take him out of that pit, and set him on the road to high places. So Joseph didn't stay there because he had a higher vision. He had a higher vision. He had the true light. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, the whole body shall be full of light. Yes. But if thine eye be evil, that means it doesn't know the heavens. It doesn't know the fountains of living water. The whole body shall be full of darkness. You see? So the brothers, their minds was down. Their minds was low. And they brought Joseph there. And how many times do we have to face other people's opinions of us? We're in another mode of thinking. We've got another plan in our minds. We have an ambition in our minds. And the ambition isn't all about self. It's to help everybody else. It's to improve the quality of humanity. Okay? And all that is dwelling on the earth. And there are others who's in such a low mind, and they project it on you. And they take you off course for a while. And I experienced that last week, because right now I'm supposed to be in a play group with children. And because the Lord has said to me over and over, repeatedly, reoccurring dreams, the Lord has said, I want you to be with the children. Because when this vessel here is with the children, the Lord sends an empowerment through me that now strengthens his children to receive the new earth and the new heaven. He is able to prepare the children for the greater rewards to come upon the earth. I'm a vessel for the Lord. Okay? And also, last week, I felt as I was doing my prayers, and I was praying for what happened in Manchester, the UK, with the bomb explosion, and 22 people were killed, including the person who set off the bomb, and 50 others suffered from the injuries of the shrapnels. I heard the Lord say, pray a bit more. So I extended the prayer, which I'm glad, because after that I learned that there was another killing or massacre in Egypt. Okay, so maybe had I not been in that obedience, it could have been much more of a worse dilemma. So I got to the play group at 9, and the lady who organizes it, who's the leader, manager of the play group, she wanted me to come in at 8:45, you see. And the previous week I came in at 9, because the same thing, I had another delay with the prayers, and so she didn't inquire, and she wasn't interested, because I was trying to tell her. She wasn't interested, she became quite rude at me, and told me to, and she spoke in harsh words at me, to come out of the place. All right, and I decided, no, that's too much of a rude word. So I'm not going anywhere. Because she said to me, if you don't come out right now, I didn't even argue with her. She said, this is not working. You didn't come in at for the time, so I want you out right now. If you don't come out right, leave now. Otherwise, you're trespassing, and I'll call the police. And I thought, hey, where's that come from? Where was the need of that? Where was the need of that? And I said, well, okay, call the police. And I sat there and I sang hymns and I prayed. And when I said about the Lord, they quickly ran out. Whoever, she and the other lead workers, they ran out quickly. And she brought the children with her. She didn't want to hear the name of the Lord. But then I started to sing All Things Bright and Beautiful. And then when the police came, I explained that I didn't think it was necessary to be spoken in that kind of terms. I was going to do as she said, when she said, that it's not working because you've come at 9 o'clock instead of 8:45. So I was going to just do as she said. But when the words that came afterwards, I thought that was wrong. And it's not a good example for the children. Okay? So I wanted to take note of what was being said here. Why? Because I want to bring it to the MPs. I want them to work on improving the relationships in England. They don't need money. They need to work on people improving their relationship with one another. Because we have to face the fact that England has many niches of people, many groups of people. Okay? And we have to be collaborative in our efforts to overcome our difference of opinion and to get along in a group setting. Okay, but that lady, she threw on to me her opinion because that's where her mind was at the time, and my mind was praying because I heard the Spirit say to me, pray a bit more. I was praying for what happened in Manchester, so somewhere our minds kind of came into an equilibrium because I was in the pit to be able to pray for Manchester for what happened. My mind focused on, oh my gosh, look what happened in Manchester. Look at the people. And I found it quite difficult to deal with, actually. I found the news very horrifying. And I couldn't even think about it or face it and mention it in my blogs. I had to wait a few days. So my mind in the prayers, focused on the disaster. And I came in with prayers of disaster. And somewhere in her mind, she had disaster as well. So we both connected in that situation. Okay. However, what was the outcome? Today I'm not in the meeting with the children, you see. But the fact is, I know the Lord will pave a way because He has said to me, be with my children. And I've come to realize that the Lord is using me as a vessel to send divine intervention to empower His children for what is to come upon the earth, for His arrival. Okay? So we really have to weigh up where our minds are. What's the thoughts trailing in our minds? Are we in the pit where there's no water, where there's no God? Yes? Or we like Joseph, remembering those good dreams, and no matter where they put you, you will still rise. One has to demise for another to rise. Okay, so thank you very much for your good and kind attention. This is Joycelyn Linton coming into the higher calling, and I ask you to keep listening out, keep watching this space until next time, folks, and have a good day and a good weekend too. Take care. Thanks. Bye.